I started a relationship with this guy after knowing him for about 3 years. We lived really far away from each other after his family moved, so we stayed just friends. I traveled alone to visit him in 2023 and immediately realized the intensity of my feelings. I always kind of crushed on him, but we spent the night together and I wanted to be exclusive. We talked and agreed to do LD without other people while we were living in separate cities. We got together in March. About 3 months in, I brought up a threesome just to know what his thoughts were. Huge mistake. He wouldn't shut up about it, even getting excited to look on dating apps for a third. I got super jealous and told him I wasn't into the idea anymore. Then I found out in August that he still had a dating app, but he swore it was to find smoke buddies. I was so in love with him, I chose to believe him. We continued building our relationship, my feelings only getting stronger. Then in January, February, at least a few days that I know of, he was posting things on Reddit like, "Any moms looking for risk-free fun?" I didn't see any results from it, and he told me he doesn't remember doing any of that. Major red flag. In February, I was having a hard time doing LD, so I asked for a break. He specifically told me he wasn't going to look for anyone else. But then he told me in May, 3 months after it happened, that he asked if a hooker outside of a motel he booked was working, took her hand, and pushed her onto his bed, intending to make out, in February 2024. He said he took a shower and when he got out, she left. Nothing happened, according to him. Mind you, our entire relationship, he's talking about how no one else could ever compare to me, that we're soulmates, that our beings were created in the stars for each other, that he wants to marry me and have a family someday. All of these monogamous, commitment-orientated words, which he swore on everything were genuine. So then, I chalked up all of these instances as mistakes and trials of youth. I was so torn up about it. He promised he'd never hurt me like that again. We started living together in August 2024. In October, I found pictures of girls in his phone. One was just wearing a bikini. I asked about it and he said, "Would you believe me if I told you it was for your birthday?" And explained that he found girls who were willing to have a threesome with us, that he talked to them, and that he was planning on asking me if I was down, prepared for a yes. I was livid. I thought he had finally gotten it. But then, a month later, the night we drove back from my birthday trip, he was texting people on Reddit, looking for sex. I found out on November 16th last year. He texted about 7 different people, one of which actually responded. He asked for pictures, called them stunning, even talked about our relationship, saying it was weird and he was too young to commit. I was done. I broke up with him and he sobbed and got on the floor, begging me to hear him out. The fact that I loved him as much as I did and all of the heart, the times we shared were the happiest moments I had ever been through, made me want to hear him out. He said he had been battling a porn addiction the entire relationship, that the need for it was so strong, talking to people was the only way to feel okay. I still broke up with him out of misunderstanding, but I loved him so much. Now we've started over, and he's been proving that he's much better, not even looking at porn. He's the most compatible person to me that I've met so far, and I can't imagine a better match. But he still cheated. Am I an idiot for giving him as many chances as I did? It's been 6 months since he cheated last, and I still find myself questioning his commitment to me. What do you think?